NHL players are supposed to be some of the toughest guys on the planet, right? But sometimes, they do things so unbelievably stupid that the commentators literally become speechless. Here are 7 of the absolute dumbest moments in NHL history, starting at number 7. Number 7. The puck in Mike Smith's pants. So it's 2019, and Mike Smith is in the net for the Oilers. He stops a shot, which is awesome, but out of nowhere, he just freezes because the puck is nowhere to be found. The referees are confused, the other team is confused, his own teammates are searching for the puck, and the longer this goes on, the more funnier it gets because, like, where does a puck even go? Turns out the puck was just stuck in his gear the whole time, sitting there while the entire arena was going crazy trying to find it. And the wild part? Mike Smith had no clue. He's just moving around the crease, confused, for a few seconds before anyone realizes. And yeah, that moment ends up costing the Oilers the game in overtime. I don't know how you even look your teammates in the eye after that. Yeah, sorry guys, the pants got it. Number 6. The most accidental goal in NHL history. Scoring an own goal is already embarrassing enough, but at least there's usually a deflection or a bad bounce you can blame it on. But Marc Bergevin had none of that. December 7th, 2000. Marc Bergevin is playing defense for the St. Louis Blues when a puck comes flying through the air near his own crease. He reaches out and catches it with his glove to clear it away, something that's completely normal. But instead of sending it out of danger, he just casually tosses it directly behind his own goalie. And here's the thing, nobody even realizes it went in. Not the players, not the officials, not even Bergevin himself. Everyone's just standing around looking at each other like, wait, where did it go? They actually had to stop the game and go to the replay to figure out what happened. And when they pull up the replay, it's just a guy catching a puck and throwing it into his own net. No deflection, no weird bounce, nothing like that. He just caught it and put it in his own net. His own goalie didn't even see it coming. San Jose didn't even celebrate properly because nobody knew what had just happened. Genuinely one of the most accidental yet somehow cleanest goals ever scored in the NHL. Guys, if you think these are insane, you're not ready for what's next. Take a second to hit that subscribe button, because the last 2 moments on this list actually altered NHL history forever. You don't want to miss it. Number 5. Brad Marchand licked another player's face. Twice. Most hockey players just trash talk or shove to get in an opponent's head. Brad Marchand looked at that and went, nah, I'm just gonna lick this guy's face instead. And here is where it gets even crazier. This wasn't his first time, because during the 2018 playoffs, Marchand licks Leo Komarov during a scrum and the league warns him, which you'd think would be enough for any normal person to go, okay, maybe I should stop doing that. But nope, 2 games later, he goes and licks Ryan Callahan in the same playoffs. The NHL literally had to sit down and officially warn a professional athlete to stop licking people. And that is a sentence that should never exist in any sport ever. But then Marchand basically shrugs and says if they suspend him for licking, he'll just start biting instead. I mean, why would you even say that out loud? Because Brendan Lemieux apparently took things way too seriously. In 2020, he got into a fight with Brady Tkachuk and just bit his hand. He got suspended 5 games for it. 5 games in the NHL for biting another human being. The league literally had to sit down and tell grown men, professional athletes making millions, to stop biting and licking each other on the ice. I don't even know what else to say about that. Number 4. Andrew Shaw tried to score by headbutting the puck. Okay, so it's double overtime in a playoff game. The whole series is on the line, and your team really needs a goal. The puck pops up right in front of the net. A perfect chance. With everything at stake, Andrew Shaw looks at it and decides, yeah, I'm just gonna head this in. And for a second, it actually works. The puck hits the net, and the entire arena just explodes. That moment where everyone thinks, the crowd loses it. His teammates lose it. It looks like one of the craziest, most clutch game winners you'll ever see. And then the referees wave it off, just like that. Turns out, you can't do that. According to Rule 78.5 in the NHL rulebook, a goal doesn't count if the puck is directed in by anything other than a stick. So yeah, headers might work in soccer, but not here. Shaw just skates back to the bench, looking like he unlocked a rule he didn't know existed. To be fair, the Blackhawks still won the game in triple overtime. But imagine that locker room after. Great effort, Andrew. We just needed you to use the stick. Number 3. Dennis Weidman cross-checking a referee. In hockey, there are things you don't do. You don't fight dirty. You don't go after an injured player, and under no circumstances are you allowed to put your hands on an official. It's Flames versus the Predators, and during the game, Wideman takes a big hit from Mika Salamaki and goes toward the bench, clearly dazed. And then, in front of a full arena and every camera in the building, he cross-checks linesman Don Henderson from behind. Full force, into the boards. Henderson falls down hard. The poor guy suffered a concussion and was out for the entire season. Naturally, the league gave Wideman a 20-game suspension, which is the second longest ever for messing with an official. But things get more interesting. During his appeal process, a text message gets leaked. It was from Wideman calling the refs stupid, and that definitely didn't do him any favors. The whole thing escalated so quickly that Henderson ended up suing Wideman and the Flames for over $10 million. Wideman's defense the whole time? He kept insisting that he was so concussed, he genuinely didn't even realize the guy was there. And honestly, maybe he was. But when you actually watch the footage, it's wild. You just see him skate directly over and deliver a clean hit on a guy just standing there in a bright striped shirt. I mean, concussed or not, that's really hard to explain. Number 2. Two NHL teams literally refuse to play hockey. Imagine spending all that money on NHL tickets to see guys flying around the ice, but instead, both teams just stand there like statues. So, it's the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa had been running this defensive strategy called a neutral zone trap. It's basically a system so boring that it turns the whole game into a slow-motion chess match. And Flyers coach Peter Laviolette? Yeah, he was absolutely over it. So, what do the Flyers do? They get the puck in their own zone and they just stop. They literally just stand there. And Tampa? They stay completely locked in their defensive formation. Nobody moves. I'm talking about minutes just ticking by while a professional hockey game is completely stopped. Why? Just because two coaches decided to have the ultimate battle of stubbornness while 20,000 fans watched in total silence and confusion. Naturally, the crowd started booing. The refs were just standing there, completely confused, because honestly, there's no rule for both teams just refusing to play. Number 1. The illegal stick that ended LA's shot at a dynasty. This one doesn't just look dumb, because this moment didn't just cost one game, it cost a franchise their only realistic shot at a Stanley Cup. And it happened because of a millimeter of blade curvature. This one's the 1993 Stanley Cup Finals. So the Los Angeles Kings are absolutely dominating. They're already up 1-0 in the series, leading 2-1 in the third period of Game 2, and they've got Wayne freaking Gretzky on the ice. They're basically just minutes away from taking full control of the series. But then, Montreal's coach Jacques Demers pulls off the most diabolical big brain move ever seen in finals history. Out of nowhere, he demands the refs measure the curve on the Kings forward Marty McSorley's stick. So the refs take the stick, measure the blade, and just like that, it's illegal. And we're talking about a difference so small, you wouldn't even catch it with the naked eye. McSorley gets sent straight to the penalty box. Montreal instantly scores on the power play to tie the game, steals the momentum to win in overtime, and then just crushes the Kings to take the series in 5 games. LA completely fell apart and didn't win another cup for 19 years. And the wildest part? Demers later admitted that one of his players had actually snitched and tipped him off about the stick before the game even started. So here's the thing about all of these moments. They weren't just bad luck or accidents. They were actual choices, made by literally the best professionals on the planet. And that's what makes them so good, because hockey is full of these. Let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most. And if you want more moments that genuinely should not have happened, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. See you in the next one.